Hi, I'm Lynette Xanders. If you've ever felt stuck, uninspired, or even a little burnt out in your creative role, you are not alone. Today, I'm going to share some of the ways leaders and creatives can reignite their passion, rediscover purpose, and fall back in love with the work they do. And I use leaders and creatives loosely. I mean, anybody who touches brands or strategy or product. I think work these days is harder than it's ever been. It's not an excuse, just an observation. And that we have to find ways to re-inspire ourselves. I call it keeping up your creative buoyancy. Like you can have a really hard day, but boy, the next day you got to show up kind of back on top of your game. And I think people fall out of love with their jobs in the creative field and even in leadership because processes get added, but they never get taken away. There's just more to do, and there are more channels that we have to keep track of and more meetings that we have to go to. And all of a sudden, we're not really making the stuff that we wanted to make. We're not doing the stuff that makes our heart sing. We're just managing our time and going through the motions. I think, paying attention to how you feel on a Sunday night about going to work on Monday morning should tell you a lot about whether you're burned out or uninspired. I think it's a warning sign is dreading it. I have been through a couple of times where I was just like, this sucks. I worked at an agency that is affectionately known to me as the Death Star, who shall not be named. And, we as the strategists were on the creative floor, and we were getting a lot of pushback on, how we needed to do our jobs and whether we were having we needed more oversight. It's kind of hilarious, but anyway, we decided, and as a group, again, pinky swears, that we needed to have more fun in order to do better work. And so we would sit in a meeting and we agreed that we would tell each other jokes until everybody laughed. And if we couldn't start work conversation, we couldn't talk about important things until everybody had left. And our rule was that we couldn't use potty humor because it was just cheap, it was too easy. And what happened was two things. One is it is so hard to find a clean joke that we would all spend like all week searching out a clean joke that we could tell at the beginning of these sessions, which kind of elevated everybody's mindset, your perspective, and then telling each other jokes and getting to a point where we laughed was the team building. It was bonding. It was, creating trust as much as it was creating a different environment. And I'll tell you the only clean joke I remember. There was a lady who had a gentleman over for dinner, and he was sitting at the table, and she set down the dinnerware before she brought out the meal, and he said, "Oh, your plates are so clean." She was like, "Well, thank you." And so they had dinner, and after dinner, she said, my plates are as clean as soap and water can get them. And so after dinner, she picked up the plates and she opened the back door and she said, "Here soap, here water." Okay. But once you can elevate the energy in the room, then you create a space for ideation. And I think that is what makes us fall in love with our jobs again. I also think you should create a yes list So I'm a recovering workaholic. There was a time when I was like, okay, name my yes list, name things that make my heart sing, that don't cost a lot of money or take a lot of time. And I could come up with like 3. I like to walk the dog. I could take a bath. I like fresh flowers on my desk. And then I don't know what else. And I've kept that list going. And now I have pages of things that I can do to make my heart sing. And my rule of thumb is I have to do them. Whether it's playing in the garden, whether it's cooking, whether it's smushing paint on a canvas, listening to music and having a dance party in my living room. But those are the things that elevate your state, and they tend to fall off our to-do list, when we're working. I think the other thing that really helps with the team falling back in love with their jobs is to, again, talk about work that is inspiring. So I worked with Adidas global brand team. They had worked together for 6 years or so, but they really hadn't talked about the work that they wanted to make. So I asked them to bring in examples of work from out in the world and work that they had done at Adidas that they thought was outstanding, and also work that they wished they hadn't done or were glad that they didn't do. And we presented them to each other, and we talked about the inspiring work and what was cool about it, and work that we didn't want to do or wish we hadn't done, and put language to it. And that exercise not only kind of created a common expectation and a common language, but it told them for the first time, hey, we want to make the same stuff, and we want to make amazing stuff. So that trust and the camaraderie, and also that reigniting of, okay, we haven't been able to do it yet, but I'm still going to push for making this amazing thing, changed the elevation of the team, and got them reignited and falling in love with their jobs again. Leadership plays a role in creating environments where passion thrives. I think by removing the obstacles, leadership can get involved in the creation of amazing things, like helping push for the work that's maybe a little daring and a little scary. And the flip side of that is when leadership comes in, and the term is they swoop and poop. They just kind of come in and go, no, can't do that. The client will never buy it. That'll never work. So the doom and gloom. If leadership is hopeful, optimistic, even bullish about fighting for the work that the agency wants to put out into the world, I think that really reinvigorates the team. I think you lose inspiration when you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle and when you're doing it alone. So having comrades, having a shared sense of purpose, having leadership that nurtures ideas and pushes for things that haven't been done before, that's when you have the conditions to love your job and make something amazing. Nobody wants to make mediocre stuff. So this week, I would say simple steps that you could take to reconnect with your creative purpose is a couple things. I like to go back and read quotes that people have written, testimonial quotes about what they enjoyed working with me. If you don't have those, I would ask old bosses or colleagues for them. You can go through and look for work that makes your heart sing, either stuff that you did or someone you know did, or just out in the world, what's possible. But the easiest thing, I think, is to make a yes list. Like, write down the things that make your heart sing and try and do at least one of them every day. Pull up a little bit and feed your spirit. It can be absolutely anything. It's different for different people. But again, it can't cost a lot of money or take a lot of time. Going to Paris feeds my soul, but I can't really do that easily. Putting flowers on my desk I can do. Going for a walk and gardening, I can do. So it's always the stuff, the self-care, what they call self-care stuff now, but inspirational stuff that I don't know that we take the time to do that much anymore. And, we absolutely should. So I firmly believe that creative energy can be renewed. You just need the right spark. I have lots of ideas, lots of exercises. I'm a big fan of feeding your creative buoyancy individually and as a team and as a leader. So if you want some more strategies and inspiration, visit wildalchemy.com.